What's going on, everybody? This is Derek with Fat Planet LP, and welcome to the official Beast of Prey developer interview. The interview you guys have been waiting on. You submitted your questions, and we have answers. Joined with me is Pam from my channel, as most of you will know. Pam Duncan, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you? Like my real looking
I
dinosaur?
love your dinosaur hat. It kind of scares me a little bit, though. I think it's going to bite me. And right now, after playing Beast of Prey, I'm a little nervous that it might jump out at me. Also joined with us is Burns and Clockwork. They are the, well, some of the developers, anyway, of Beast of Prey. How are you, gentlemen?
Hello, everybody.
I'm fine. Hello.
Oh, we're doing good, yeah.
Well, good. Good. As excited about the game as I am, I'm sure, being that it is your game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely, you can bet that. We've just been working on a new patch, and I think right after this interview, we will start releasing it and preparing the next build, so yeah.
There you go,
we're
folks. By the time
about
you actually see this interview, you're probably already playing on that patch right now, so very exciting. I can say before we even get this started with the developers within earshot of what I am saying, I will tell you that these guys are some of the most awesome gentlemen I've had a pleasure of meeting. They are very devoted, very caring toward this game. They take it very seriously, as you are about to find out during this interview. If you had any doubts whatsoever about these guys before this interview started, I can almost guarantee that you're not going to have any when this is done. As you know about my channel, I am Fat Planet LP, two fathers playing games. I am a father, so once in a while you might hear my kid in the background. I apologize, but pretty much everybody on my channel is kind of used to that, so let me apologize for that for those of you that are new and watching this ahead of time. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we get to the interview? Clockwork, Burns, anything you want to say about yourselves? Or
No, I would say we should get started. I think there are quite some questions that have been raised from the forums, and I think we should answer them. Huh?
Quite lengthy, quite lengthy. We took the liberty of going through the forum and picking out some questions that we could easily and feasibly answer within the interview's timeline. If your question got skipped, that does not mean that it is any more or less important than the questions that we are answering. It just means that we're trying to edit the questions for a time frame, and if we do another developer interview in the future, you know, please feel free to ask the same question if it hasn't already been answered in the game itself. All right, so question number 1. What are your plans for the main server in respect to PvP? Will it be PvP anywhere, designated areas, or more the traditional MMO flagging system?
Well, we actually would like to open the server completely to PvP, so everything in the game will be destructible, everything can be destroyed and can be built up again. Some limits will there be, so you, for example, can't steal items out of the safe, out of the metal safe that you can build in-game, but you will still lose your inventory when you die and all the stuff that you had, so there will be full PvP loot once everything is enabled. Excellent.
So that will answer the next question. Will there be looting options on fallen players? If you're in the middle of a PvP battle and I come across somebody and they talk bad about my mom and I shoot them, am I there? You know, am I able to go over to their body and take their stuff from them in the future?
Absolutely. That's something that's common now.
Good. So keep that in mind. You shoot at Fat Planet LP, I'm going to take your stuff. Was you about to say something, Clockwork?
Unless it's my stuff.
Or unless it's Pam's, of course. Was you going to say some, Clockwork, or did he answer it for you?
Well, we will add that at a later stage after we fix some things with the character controller, and until everything will run smoothly, we will add that feature.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, pretty much, you know, they're working on you know, the hot fixes and the bugs and stuff like that right now. Their main concern is they want to get the game to run smoothly before they actually add in additional content, and I think that's best for everybody.
Yeah, you guys reported that there were some issues with the hit detection. You couldn't tell if you hit someone or not, and you shot someone and suddenly he dropped to the ground and you were thinking you didn't hit them. So these minor things we have to fix first. So that's totally clear what happened in the game, and With the patch releasing today, we actually addressing some of the player animations. Our 3D artist has been working the last days to update that, and during the next week we will have a second update for the player character that hopefully will fix all the issues that are currently related to the player animation.
Sounds good. Can't wait. Question number 2. Will there be a feature in this game that prompts people to team up, like bigger dino bosses or possibly added mods that create a new dynamic? Is there going to be things that are going to cause people to team up in the game?
Oh, definitely. You want to team up. With the update we are releasing today, the dinosaurs no longer can be killed alone, or at least we hope so. The AI just received a lot of fixes. So what we think, it will be no longer possible to take down a T-Rex on your own. So you will definitely have to team up with your friends, to kill them. And in the future, we will add even more mechanics to it, so that the behavior is less predictable, and the let me restart. The dinosaurs will just team up against you, actually. So you definitely want to have your buddies around you. So.
Oh yeah. Well, unless of course you're fat planet OP, because soldier, and I take down dinos with one punch.
And our goal is to add more features to force the players to team up with others.
Which is the whole concept. You want people to team up. I mean, that's the whole point of being in a tribe. I mean, you can try to do it alone if you want to, but then you better hope that you don't run across dinosaurs. You better hope you're in a very remote section of the map to where other players won't be able to find you. But then you're not going to be able to advance very far. And what I mean by that, you will find out a little bit deeper into the interview. So just a little heads up.
I mean, right now, even resource collecting should be a 2-person.
Exactly. Somebody watching your back.
That's exactly why the logs are falling down. So one can chop, the other one can pick it up. So by that, okay, we're not really forcing everyone to do that, but we are trying to encourage everyone to do that. So you'll chop the trees, your buddy picks it up, and you don't have to worry about logs rolling around and rolling away. It would be much faster.
Same with a stone, because the stone slides away. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And here I am having video problems. See, they went to video again. Okay, now we're good. There we go. All right, so question number 3. Will there be NPCs and or factions added down the road?
Again, please.
Will there be NPCs and or factions added down the road? I think what they're asking is there going to be like non-player characters besides just the real human players that are in the game?
Well, we were actually planning to give you the ability to have your own pets or some sort of pet system. We're not sure if it should be dinosaurs or if it should be craftable robots or some sort of thing. But what we definitely want to have in the game is some sort of NPC that players can actually interact with instead of just shooting it. With the dinosaurs are pretty much prey or run away. So we want to have another element where we can involve elements a little bit deeper into the game.
Awesome. I'm sure you guys are working on different options when it comes to customizable controls, such as being able to invert them and stuff like that too, correct?
Yes, it's already on the list, and especially the inverting controls is already in works.
Yeah, there was actually someone requesting that the mouse gets inverted on the forums, and I think Clockwork has been working on it yesterday.
Yes.
I don't know what the status is. Yeah, okay. So we'll add that, definitely, yeah.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Question solved. Where are we at? Oh, there we go. Well, okay. I guess there's an issue that's going on right now in the forum. Something about some fake virus messages coming up with some people's antivirus software that's affecting BoP.exe and the BoP server. Has that been addressed, or are you guys aware of that and working on it?
Yes. We are actually aware of that. We're looking into that right now, and we hope that within the next 2 updates, this should be solved. It's actually a false positive coming from the antivirus software. So we went to approaches. We're trying to fix it on our own, and also we contacted the antivirus company to have a look at that and not report our game as some sort of virus or something.
Excellent. Any plans for a cooking system? For example, perhaps smaller creatures in the world to catch and cook, like lizards or snakes or rabbits?
That's actually a great idea. I like it. I think there's something we could add. It would fit into our world. One thing we really don't like is a hunger system that you really have to eat all the time. But I believe when it's just complementary and it just maybe gives a benefit to stamina and health recovery, it could be a nice feature. So
I think you guys mentioned before, though, that you wanted to kind of stay away from the whole survival aspect where you have to worry about hunger and food. You want to bring out the PvP elements and the team play elements a lot more than focusing on that other stuff.
Exactly. It's kind of a balancing act, you know. When you have the PvP, of course, we want people to run out of stamina, so they have to really think about what they do and not just run around indefinitely. So be a bit more tactical. But on the same side, give them the ability to replenish that and use the food like in some sort of tactic way. It's a kind of cool idea, and it actually adds up. So when the NPC changes that we have been doing to the dinosaurs actually work out well, and the dinosaurs are balanced in the right way, we can add another loot table to the dinosaurs that they maybe drop some meat or something, and that you can cook that. That's a cool idea. Yeah, definitely.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. You got me intrigued.
Dino burgers.
Right? We can open like a Dino Burger King or something like that. It'd be great.
I actually recommended to Clockwork that when you get bacon, you get the God mode and you can't die anymore. But we skipped that idea.
I like that. You should probably code that in, but kind of leave it as maybe like an admin aspect or something.
Yeah, but bacon makes you fly and you don't die anymore or something like that.
This is true. This is true. We don't need trolling admins on servers. That's true.
Well, it is bacon after all.
So come to the Fat Planet LP server. It's gonna be hosted by Fiber servers. We're gonna have a big old Burger King for T-Rex burgers. You know, first round is free on me once that gets implemented. And there's another part to that question. Do you plan on putting an armor system in? Perhaps something you have to forge to make armor?
Definitely. The armor parts are actually done already for the character model.
Oh, cool.
Now I don't have my stuff ready here, so I could show it to you. I actually have a few screenshots somewhere. I'm looking for it. Just maybe proceed just with the questions, and then we can show the armor at a later stage.
All right, excellent. And if we can't get it within the video, I can always get those from you later and put it in here. That'd be no problem. Do you have plans for other building structures? Bigger houses, concrete houses, possibly interior items to place inside houses?
I'm sorry. I didn't listen.
That's okay. That's all right.
I was looking for the armor. I actually have it here now. I don't know if you can see my screen. So this is what our 3D artist. No. Oh, you're kidding me. That sucks.
Try to. It's been having issues. Try implementing it again.
What do I have to do that?
I just click screen share again, turn it off, and turn it back on. Maybe it'll implement somehow. Unless it's just bugged right now. There we go. Now it's starting.
There we go. Ah, very cool. Okay. So this is what our 3D artist is actually working on right now. So he's working on the poses, so they are actually the weapons don't really attach to the character and look more realistic. And as you can see here in the model, there are also additional clothes like armor on it, and this is all done already. So Once we have the item desynchronization that we actually address in today's patch fixed and really everything is running smoothly, we like to add more elements to the UI and give you the ability to craft actually armor and clothes. So what you will see is right now we put the default clothes on everyone, but it will be similar to other games where you just run around in your pants and you actually have to craft the stuff, but it's common now.
That'd be neat. I really look forward to that. Maybe some sort of like foliage armor, something I can run around in jungle leaves. And
yeah, that's a cool idea.
That'd be neat. Let's see. Okay, and then the question I asked previously. Do you have plans for other building structures, such as bigger houses, concrete houses?
Absolutely. Clockwork, you like to talk a little bit while I'll prepare the screen here so we can actually show them something.
Actually, we have some new things ready. As example, a spotlight where you can place in your base, which adds lights to your base at night, and something new houses, more structures, but we need to address the current issues first before we add new content.
So can I actually start it here? So show you the new items that we actually have ready.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna have an issue with that. Little sneak peek.
So I have to take a look. Okay, it's generating the game world, so we should be inside the game in a moment.
And keep in mind, for those watching, this is being done through a Skype screen share, so if you see any pixelation issues or anything, that is completely Skype. That's nothing we can do anything about.
Okay, there we go. Let me light that up a little bit. Okay, so I got my house here, and actually the light tower that Clockwork sent me yesterday, I implemented it today into the latest build, and it looks something like this. Okay, let's have a look, and let's turn down the light again so you get a better view of it. So yeah, this is how it would look like. We are still working on the effect, on how strong the light effect is, and how strong the light is, where the spots are actually pointing to exactly. And yeah, we thought about making a two-way implementation. First, put the item in so people have some sort of light in the night. And the second thing is, what you can see here is actually a ladder. So what we want to do, or what we want you allow you to do, is you can climb up and actually move the spotlight around to the position that you want. So if you spot another guy somewhere running around your base, you can put the light on him.
Light him up.
We think that our idea was to add that feature that you are able to light up the important structures in the game.
Exactly.
So our idea was after you've built a generator, like the one you can see on our website, it's a very important structure, because if someone attacks the generator, the whole electricity goes down.
Oh wow! Yeah, that'd be bad. So you're kind of looking at a catch-22 either way. If you light a certain structure up, you're able to see it, you're able to protect it, but you're also kind of showing it off to the enemy as well. Kind of saying, hey, here's my important structure. So, you know, that's when you gotta have to balance. Do I want to be able to see it at night and protect it and risk other people seeing it, or do I want to leave it in the dark? So that's something you guys have to figure out for yourselves. Is it worth it? My base is going to be lit up. I'm going to have about 16 of these towers, just to let you know. So it's going to be the brightest spot on the map. Now, something I did notice, and I'm sure this is something you guys are working on, but do you plan on putting in like an ambient type of light source, so when the spotlight's hitting the ground, it gradually gets darker as it expands out?
We can actually adjust the strength of the light. When you take a look at the scene here, for example, at the house, I can adjust how strong this will light up. So either it lights very strong or not so much. We have to find the right values, balance it a little bit. So so it gives the best effect. So right now, for example, I turned all the point lights off, and the effect is minimal now. So while we're lighting up this this palm tree, nothing else in the area really has too much light, but it's actually adjustable. So when we change it here a little bit, wait. Let me make some adjustments. So yeah, this is something we will actually balance first. So now the whole area has more light, and yeah.
Looks good. You guys definitely have something to look forward to. A lot of cool features.
So when it comes to other things, I think the only thing that we are missing right now that we actually also shown in the trailer were the cars, huh? And we have a car right here right now, so I can give you the state of the car right now. It's actually in the game already. It's missing some balancing, and before we actually throw in new content, we like to fix the current one. So we'll give you that once the game runs stable, and you can run drive around with your car now. As you can see, it's missing some things. For example, my character is not sitting at the in the seat now, so I'm just driving around the car without my character being in there. And these are the things that we have to polish a little bit first. But in the basics are ready already, so it's working smoothly. You can drive around, and it's all good. So
yeah, that'd be something to look forward to. Sniping somebody through the windshield.
Yeah, and the other thing, since we worked on the light system, we actually want to put the lights also here into the car, so you don't have to drive around in the dark without lights. That's missing right now.
It'd be neat. Well, there you have it, folks. A lot of features are planned, and this is a very small, minute fraction of features that are planned for this game. So you got a little sneak peek on some of the stuff that they're adding in. So I think that correctly answers that question. And I know, Burns, you and I talked a little bit before, and there are plans, of course, for stone houses and stuff too, right?
Yeah, we actually want to change all the foundations. Everything that you see is wooden foundation, wooden door, wooden ceiling, whatever. That will also come in sort of different flavors. You can use metal, you can use stone, and just use the resources that you have. We just have to make the models and put it in. It's not something that is like weeks off. It's something that is maybe like a week off or two, as soon as we can start producing content. So, which will hopefully start after today's patch.
See, there you go, guys. So basically what he said is right now you can construct your metal doorway or your wooden doorways, your wooden walls. Here in the future, you're going to be able to construct metal doorways or stone doorways, just depending on the resources that you have. It's going to be really neat. So you're not limited to just one resource. So better get collecting.
So one more thing,
Sure.
we'll start producing the content or adding new content once the community gives us the go that the game is now polished enough to be enjoyable enough to enjoy all the content, that you don't get all these annoyances like lag, like getting killed by an invisible dinosaur and all that stuff. So we first fix everything, and then we start adding new stuff, and the community decides in the end what's our focus.
So it's up to you guys. Basically, you know, when the bug reports start kind of calming down a little bit, when you guys think that things are running smoothly enough where you're not having issues, then they will start focusing on actually adding the additional content. Their main focus right now, obviously, is to get the game running as smooth as possible and everybody have the same type of gameplay. And that's very commendable, of course. What'd you say? Pam?
Will you be? I was just wondering, will you be adding small pieces of content like people can decorate the inside of their house with at some eventual point?
Yeah, right now we only have been thinking about functionality for the items.
Right.
So I think we don't have any item that is just for decoration, but it might be a cool idea when you can decorate your house as well with
Yeah.
things. Just to add some functionality, I think it would be cool when you can actually steal it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you make potted plants, I'm going to advise everybody: do not come into my house. Take my potted plants. I will
that's
hunt
something
you
we
down.
we are actually adding now because we noticed a lot of people are placing the crafting table just somewhere and leave it because it's quite easy to craft it. And when they forgot it somewhere, they just craft a new one. So the world ends up with a lot of crafting tables.
And tables, yeah.
Our mechanic right now is I don't know if I can get it into this patch or it will be the next one, but you will be able to put the crafting table into the furnace and get a nice way to fire up your furnace, and it will last a little bit longer. So it's always good to put a crafting table into the furnace.
Tired of that pesky crafting table? Well, now you can add it as a fuel source. Coming soon. That's awesome. I can't wait for that. What other exploring items besides rocks and trees do you have planned for the player to collect?
Well, for the upcoming armor system, we need more items that you can actually gather in the game. So we will be adding a loot table to the dinosaurs that they give some kind of leather, for example, for clothes, and we were also thinking about some maybe cotton. Is it cotton?
Cotton.
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 You call it cotton. Maybe cotton bushes that you can where you can pick the cotton and make some clothes, and so those things. Yeah, the basic system, like the stone system, is in place. So all we have to do is actually replace it with more models and more in-game items. So this is something that doesn't take ages to do. So yeah, definitely.
That's interesting.
We
can't wait to see all this stuff. What'd you say, Claude?
We also add oil to the game.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can place oil rigs.
Exactly. This is something we should mention maybe. We actually have the vision. This is also when it comes to PvP that we want to have static resource points in the game that you actually fight over. So it's not just put your base down and have a nice base and build a little bit. With the oil coming into the game, you will actually get a bunch of new items to craft, like the oil tower or the oil rig that actually gathers the oil. And you can only put it on these spots that we are putting in the game. So you have to build a base around this because everybody can run up to it and take the oil. So unless you don't want to give it out for free, you should protect it a little bit. And then this adds pretty much a nice feature when it comes to strategy, because do you want to build your main base around it and make it the biggest defense ever, or do you like to have a smaller outpost and just a rally point there? And this is quite important because when you're spawning at that base, you can defend it better, but when you don't lose so much. So you have to decide what you want to do. If you like to build your Fort Alamo, or like you were doing on your server, build a small Fort Knox and ask the devs for more resources.
I got trolled, by the way. That's what he's mentioning about. I had my live stream. We went on the Fiber servers, private server that we had up, and he kind of snuck into the live stream. I didn't really know. And we had this huge base, we had towers all over the place. And I mentioned something. I said, well, it'd be nice to get a little bit more unidentified ore. And then he sends me a message that, pretty much went along the line of, well, you got a little mini Fort Knox going on there. Maybe we should just tone it down a little bit. And that was the first time I ever got trolled by a developer. So it was really, it was really funny. Let me see, what else do we got here? Would like to see a 30-minute video of how you create an item and test it. I can actually answer that one, and I have talked to Burns about that, and that is something that is planned. That is something we are planning on doing for you. having kind of like a developer video. Maybe we'll do some gameplay. We'll sit down with him like we kind of are right now. But he'll have his editor open, and he'll show you how, you know, things are getting added to the game and, you know, what they have to do that. And, you know, we'll probably make a few of those little 30-minute videos of us just sitting down and talking, and, you know, maybe some future content and what he's currently implementing, and actually show you how that's done. So I'm pretty excited to do some of that, and I know Burns is too. I think that's going to be really good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's a pretty cool idea to show the players how we are actually working, and how things work out from the developer side. I think it's something you don't see too often, no? I don't know.
Some developers do it, some don't. You know, I think it's I enjoy watching them, so I know other people will too. So yes, that will happen. Will you be adding more crafting aspects and more dinosaurs, like little raptors that will occasionally raid your base?
Well, we were actually balancing the dinosaurs in the current update, and the little ones, the raptors, are in. There are two types now. One that will start running away when you hit him too hard, and the other one, who has a little bit more health, will actually not run away and try to kill you and chase you. So yeah, and they are fast, so you definitely don't want just to run up to them and hit them with a knife. I saw that in the Let's Plays. I think people will be pretty surprised when they do that now after the patch.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. So just FYI, if you see a raptor, don't go stab it with a knife, unless you like death and you welcome death, and that would, I guess you'll get what you hope for. What vision does the developer team have about base defenses? Are we going to have the ability to defend our base besides just us holding a gun?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. This is something what we have been discussing internally also. I talked to our Clockwork, and what we thought what would be a cool idea would be two things. So when you log out from your base, what you don't want to see next day, you're logging in and everything is gone.
That would suck.
And we had a few ideas. One thing that we like to implement is actually a turret system. So you can place turrets and they start shooting people, and they have to take down the turrets first. And the good thing here is that we have the code for this already. It's already in the game. So what we have to do now is find a nice way that you guys can actually place the turrets, and the AI mechanics that we have in the game actually work the way already that it could shoot people. So technically it's done. What we are missing right now is the models. We are not sure how it should look like, how should people place it, how many resources are required to build this. This is something where we actually like to reach out to the forums and get some feedback from the players, how we should do that and how it should be done.
So right now we're talking about an automatic type turret system. Do you guys have any plans on a turret system that I can probably jump in? Like a big old 50 cal gun that I can sit there and mow down all the people coming to my base? Because it's going to happen. They're going to attack me. I know it.
That's something that could be added. It wasn't on our radar yet, but it totally makes sense that when you are actually in the game, you can use the turret as a gun and shoot people. That totally makes sense. So the AI turns off, and you have manual control. That's doable, definitely. Yeah.
We don't necessarily have this written down, but I already know it is going to be asked. So I should probably just go ahead and ask it. But and I actually know the answer to this, but I'll let you explain it. Now, what is going to prevent somebody from laying down, say, 40 turrets on the top of their base and make it near impossible for someone to come in? Is there some sort of system in place to where, you know, you would have to have extreme amounts of resources to be able to do something like that? And is it even feasible?
This is where it comes, where everything really comes together, because you need the oil to produce the new stuff, and as you know, with oil you can have fuel, and fuel leads to energy, and with the energy you can actually place the generator. So what we have in place is an energy system that allows you to operate certain objects. It's already in the game. What we are missing right now are the oil spawns that you can actually gather the oil and refine it. So when that comes together, we can make the next step and give you the stuff that actually requires energy. So we're doing things step by step. We like to really figure out how everything works together and make the progress a little bit slower. When we would give you everything, for example, in a big patch, things would break and we wouldn't figure out why it's happening. So we prefer making small patches every 2 or 3 days and go step by step. I think that's the better approach here.
That sounds good. So for those of you that have that idea of putting 40 turrets up, you better have the resources to back that up. And sounds like you probably should be online quite a bit to keep that energy fed. So
I don't know if you played that game. It's called Total Annihilation.
Oh yeah,
it's
Total
an
Annihilation. Heard of
yeah,
that.
it's an RTS game that has a pretty nice energy management system. So what you can do is you when you are under attack, you turn on all your turrets, and it will cost you a lot of energy. And later you turn it down and just let the most important ones work. But in the end, everything that is turned on takes energy, and I think this is how we would balance that in a good way.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to that. How important will tribes be? Is it possible to survive as a solo player? I can answer that.
Of course. You
Of
can
course.
play as a lone wolf, but you
Good.
shouldn't attack any tribe.
Exactly.
You look-
If you're going to
you
play
look
as a
at
single survivor, you better be on the most outskirts of the map, okay, with every defense wall possible. Do not attack dinosaurs. Do not approach people. And you probably don't want to go resource hunting by yourself either, because you're just sniper food at that point.
I think as the lone wolf, you will have to adapt to the game mechanics a little bit. So while you can't have the oil, maybe you can actually trade. You can trade your resources with a bigger tribe who owns the oil and buy it from them. So what we like to see in the game is some sort of economy going on where people start trading and actually doing some have some sort of economy system. So with the economy system, also the game gets more diplomatic or gets a stronger political game. So where the bigger tribes actually like to sell their stuff and don't shoot everyone on site because they are sitting or relying on other tribes helping them to for example keep a certain location. You know, when you have one big tribe sitting on an oil rig, maybe 2 or 3 can team up, actually take them down and share the wealth. So that's very likely possible.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want, and on the other hand, you don't want to shoot your customers either.
Exactly.
That's bad for
So
business. You know,
it's better to have the oil and distribute it and ask for the resources and become bigger and stronger than just shooting everyone down.
That sounds
Exactly.
good, and that answered one of the questions too. Will there be an economy? What should we not expect from this game?
You should not expect us to stop working on this. This is definitely the thing that we want to do. I think I mentioned this to you. Our game has been privately funded. We put our private money into this game. We didn't have a Kickstarter. We didn't take any external money, and this is basically it's our job. It's what we really enjoy doing. What we love to do is making a game and watch people enjoying that and add new content to it. And I personally like to be a game developer, and I like this to work, of course.
So in essence, this is pretty much I mean, just using it metaphorically, this is like a child to you. I mean, you love and you care for it. You're trying to nurture it the best you can.
Pretty much
to grow it.
Honestly, when we released and we had this horrible launch day, I felt horrible. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I just wanted to sit down at the computer and dish out patches until the people stop bashing us. So,
which you're still currently doing. I mean, I know for a fact that you're still up all hours of the day and you're
no, of course,
releasing
I still
patches
do it, and we are far from being satisfied with the results that we have in the game right now. But when you get all these negative comments, it demotivates you a little bit. You start questioning your things. Did you do the right thing? Is it the right thing? Can you do it? Can you not do it? At some point, I was like, okay, screw it. Just keep on working and keep doing your thing. And at some point, it will turn out. You can show people that you can actually pull this off. And this is how we came together. And yeah, after the 3 first patches, we actually needed a day off because we were really exhausted. But
Yeah.
that's also then when you start realizing, hey, when you care so much about your product or about your, how you called it, baby, how can you give up on it? Never. That's you can't. It's what we want to do, and it's something that won't happen.
Yeah, and I
Well,
think that
that's good to know.
shows. I think that shows in what we've seen already with the game, that you do care about it, and that makes a huge difference in where the game goes in the future too.
Yeah, what helped us a little bit was that the community really turned around a little bit and said, hey, okay, we see they are motivated, they still want to do it.
Right.
Let's give them a chance. And this is all we are asking. We just want to have the chance to pull this off.
And I think you guys definitely deserve it too. I mean, you definitely proved that you're here to stay and you care about the title and you're not going to stop, which is good. I mean, because that's very rare nowadays. Now, I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of titles that are out there that's just very apparent that the devs just don't put as much work and love into the game as they should. And yes, Beasts of Prey had its issues when it first got launched, but these guys actually came out and ahead and said, hey, look, we made a mistake. We apologize. We're getting it fixed as soon as we can. I've never really seen that too often from most other devs. Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but I personally haven't seen that too often. So these guys are very active in the forums. They are super swamped and busy, but yet they still given the time to answer questions in the forums. They're doing this interview. I mean, they're doing the best they can to show you that they're here and they're going to do what they can to make people happy. So keep that in mind. I ask you to keep that in mind. Will there be more house parts to craft? I know we talked about this before. Example such as stairs and windows and ceilings and stuff like that.
Definitely. I think I talked to Clockwork a few days ago if Jin can actually build us some stairs or something. I don't know what the update is, but I don't know. He's working on it now already, or yeah. So it should be maybe next week. It should be
It's on the list.
Stairs are not as hard as the light tower that we're working on now. And so the light tower needs a lot of balancing. You have to balance the shader and the amount of light and all that stuff. And stairs are more easily, so we can add that, definitely, yeah.
Cool.
Stairs are pretty much a set of cubes.
Will there be crafting option to make bombs? Explosives, booms.
Definitely. We turned it actually off. It's in there already. You can build C4 and actually put it on the ground and everything around it goes boom. So because we don't have the destruction system active right now, we disabled that. There's also the rocket launcher that you will be able to craft and that you can use from the far to attack structures.
Now that'd take down a turret system. Shoot a rocket at.
That definitely does, yeah.
I can't wait for that. We definitely need to get some dev gameplay of that. We'll just stand there and shoot rocket launchers at each other. That'd be great. Will there be more melee weapons like machetes and swords and whatnot?
Well, this is not planned right now. We think with the weapons that we put into the game right now should be fine for now. But once we have the time, we would add more things. But we have this interview now for quite some time. We mentioned all the stuff that we want to build. That goes first. I think with the amount of map weapons and melee weapons that we have in there right now, it'll be fine. Maybe a katana or something we can put in, but I can't give an ATA or make any promises. So.
Sure. All right, just a few more questions and we'll get this going. I know we're kind of running a little bit long and these guys are super busy. So this is a very, very important question. I guess that was posted here, and it definitely deserves an answer here. Which is more powerful, the Kamehameha or the Spirit Bomb?
Kamehameha.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. But you know,
is that some sort of insider or
the Kamehameha sounds like it would be a more powerful. It sounds like it would be more powerful. I mean, it's got that whole like Kamehameha, you know, versus Spirit
Maybe somebody
Bomb.
will post an explanation.
Yeah, someone explain
I
this to
looked it
us.
up and
I don't get it.
It's got to be something. It sounds like what's that one? Final Fantasy or something like that. I bet it has something to do with that. It's
No, I
anime in
think
nature. It sounds like.
It's from Dragon Ball Z, I think.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
It's the main attack from Son Goku, the main
Well,
character.
then you know.
in that
Then
game.
you've got insider access, and you know for a fact that it's the Kamehameha. Then
Yeah.
that's my answer. That's Clockwork's answer. Burns is like, you know.
I'm like, ah.
What?
Yeah, he's right there with me.
So as you can see, guys,
Back to our
the devs are human. Okay, they got a sense of humor. You know, they're gamers like me and you. You know, I mean, they're human beings too, as you can tell. So we are dealing with sentient humans. These are not aliens that have been beamed down to Earth or anything. So you know, that's good to see. Let me see. We've got this. Are you going to have different types of dinosaurs? Maybe I should ask it like this. You have a T-Rex running around. Is there going to be like different models of that T-Rex? Or are you going to have bigger ones? Or are you going to have like a female or an alpha version of them?
Yeah, that's totally doable. Of course, we want to have different variations. This is something we will actually implement and add with the upcoming patches. Definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
any chance of trophies? Like if I go and I, you know, totally massacre a T-Rex, am I going to be able to set a skull outside my base and let people know that we're not playing around? Like,
yeah, that totally makes sense to put something special on one of the bigger dinosaurs that you can take home and put on the wall. Maybe it's cool. Something we should put into that loot table as well. So when you kill a T-Rex, there might be
a trophy there.
Yeah.
A skull.
And we could combine it with the trading card game from Steam.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Thinking ahead. I like that. Something that's been a big boom on the forums recently due to some other games that happen to have some similarities. The question is, feathers, will they happen?
On the character model.
Okay, so you're gonna put feathers on.
You want feathers on your character model, or?
It seems ridiculous, don't it? You know,
on
the right around with a bunch of feathers.
We can add a feather hat or something that you can try.
There you go.
They're feather headdress.
No, sorry. No, I'm not sure about feathers. So.
Yeah, I mean the thing folks you got to remember, and I'm sure that Des will agree with me, is first and foremost this is a game. Okay, games are meant to be enjoyed, they're meant to be played. Games expand the imagination of its creator. In no way, shape, or form have they ever announced that this is National Geographic Simulator 2014. Okay, and they're welcome to stop me at any time, but I truly feel that, you know, yes, I guess in some sort of way to some people it'd be cool to be authentically correct based on current theories, but you got to remember, first and foremost, again, it's a game, okay? They're focused on the gameplay, you know, not the very minute details. Now, details are cool, but I would rather see more advanced gameplay, more interaction, more immersion than worrying about that kind of stuff. But you know, we kind of added that in there for, you know, a little joke and a giggle. So, will there be pack behavior for pack hunting animals? Am I going to see like 2 or 3 or 4 raptors gang up and come after me? Or?
Oh, definitely. Some of the NPCs will, not in the current patch, but in the upcoming patches, we will iron out the AI even more, so that they can actually group up. So when you start approaching one of the raptors, for example, the other two will already get in position to attack you when you're getting too close to the first one or something like that. So there's definitely more AI behavior planned, yeah.
Excellent. Will there be mining?
Mining is something that we want to implement. Right now in the game, you have the trees, you have the stones, you have to run around and gather it, and this is actually meant for early gameplay. We only want we only want you guys to run around to a certain degree, so you get until you get all your starter gear and your first base and all that stuff, and then extend this by allowing you to have some sort of mining device or mining machine that you can actually place into the game world, let's say near a mountain or something, and it starts gathering stone and resources, and you have to actually locate the spots where the ore is. I think we have somewhere in our project data, even also some schematics already how we want it to be like, but this also requires the energy system be in place first. So
cool. For even more energy. I like it. I'm sorry, was you bringing a schematic up, or?
I'm actually searching for it.
Okay.
I would say we...
All right, I didn't want to. I just want to make sure I wasn't just kind of sitting here and like you guys are waiting for the next question, and it's like, okay, what's he doing? Is he gonna ask? I'll go ahead and ask another one while you're bringing that up. Then, let me see there. I think this question is more suited for Clockwork here. What changes will happen when Unity 5 is released? And is there any changes planned for that?
First, we will replace the current UI system with the Unity 1. They are working on it. And there will also be a new tool called Speed Tree, where you can design new trees in a better way as the current system from Unity. And
Nice.
there also will be some new shaders which add physical
shading. This is something we are absolutely looking forward to now.
So basically, the game's going to look a lot more aesthetically
It will
beautiful
improve the graphics a lot, really a lot.
Yeah. Awesome.
The GUI system, Clockwork has been working on that a lot, and there are some reasons why he doesn't like it. I don't want to mention it, but it's giving us a lot of stress, and we can't really wait until we have the Unity 5 GUI system in place and can actually use it.
I'm pretty excited
for
that
can
myself.
make a big difference.
Take a look at this screen. Can you see it actually?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is something, it's work in progress still. So this is some sort of image. This is a device that allows you to find a certain ore. So when you place it outside the red spots, you will get only stone from it. And when you place it inside the red spots, you will get the ore from it. And this is something we want to give you a device that you can run around and find these spots, and then actually build your base around it and place these mining devices on it.
Oh, wow. So you're not going to have any sort of indicator. You actually have to have a device with you that's going to be able to detect these kind of things.
Yeah, we don't have the gameplay completely together. Maybe in the early version we will just allow you to put it near mountains, and it will always give you some kind of ore and some kind of stone. But in the final version, you will actually have to run around and find the resources on the map. So we're going again step by step. So the early version will just place it down, get your resources, and every day you log into the game, you run to your machines, collect your ore, and run home again. So, of course, that also needs protection then to some degree, and we believe that will add a lot of content. So people can start roaming, try to raid, steal from each other, or protect from each other, build up structures, and build up together, making a mining operation, like putting these machines down and building a fortress around it so no one else gets in. They will have to actually be a bit more diplomatic than just shooting down everybody. That's not going to work in our game.
That's awesome.
Right.
A lot of late game sneak peeks coming up there. Kind of liking that. It's a lot to get excited for. When will the car and oil drill be released? Is that something we're going to see within the next few updates, or?
That's actually pretty high on our priority list. We want to get the to give you some sort of roadmap. The next thing that we will enable is the full destruction of all buildings, all structures, so everything can be destroyed. That's the first step.
So fear that, ladies and gentlemen. If no longer are you going to be able to hide behind your concrete walls and houses for long. Pretty soon they're going to come tumbling.
The second step will be actually activating the static oil spawns and allow you the ability to place the oil rig. So once you do that, you actually people can fight over the resources. We might come up with some simpler mechanic, as long as we don't have the energy system in place, that you actually have to fire the generator maybe with wood or coal, and it gives you electricity, as long as not everything is in place. So we're improving that step by step.
Were you planning on possibly doing that for any generators, such as, say, I have a couple lights in my base and I don't have access to oil, I'm a newly started base, would I be able to put wood in the generator at high cost of wood to be able to at least run the generator for a little bit?
That was the idea. That should also be the way how you jumpstart the oil rig, because the oil rig needs electricity and the generator needs oil, so you need to get a way to turn it on somehow. So awesome. That would be the way how you turn on the generator and how you can turn on the oil rig.
Sounds pretty good. So I mean, in retrospect, you're gonna want oil to run most of your base defenses, but it seems kind of like when you first start getting up, if you want at a very high cost of wood to run a generator or two, then sounds like it's going to be a possibility. So
we believe it adds a lot of dynamic to the gameplay. Let's say your base is under attack. They take down all your oil tanks. You don't have oil anymore. You can still run to your generator and put all your wood in there. So your turrets keep shooting. So totally makes sense.
I like that. Not that whole. You got a little hope when doom is impending. What's your thoughts on being able to customize characters? Is that something you guys are going to do in the future, or?
It's not very high on our priority list.
Sure.
We definitely want the. We have a closing system, an armor system. This is something we want to give you guys very soon. For example, a female character and different varieties of character is not coming right now. We are still in the process of polishing the current model and get all the mechanics in place. It's something we will definitely do when we have more time, but not right now. So I think it's a minimum of maybe 2 months.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You're more focused on gameplay elements and stuff. I think I can concur with that, and I'm sure most people will agree with that too.
I think I got another image somewhere where I can show you the character model. Actually, yeah, you can see here. So what we're doing right now, we were actually talking to our 3D artist this week to support us a little bit with the animations. He's going through all the animations right now, and we're gonna update it so it looks more realistic and better. And as you can see here, we already have the first armor parts on the character as well. So once we have the GUI system for the armor in place, we will actually strip the character that you see right now from the clothes and allow you to craft armor and stuff like that. But that, of course, also needs the dinosaurs to drop leather and stuff like that. So you need the resources. We're getting it together in the next 2 weeks.
Sounds good. I look forward to that. Last question that we have for the interview. Do you plan to add more in-game settings? Are you going to be able to adjust your volume and graphic settings and stuff like that anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely. This is coming. We want more customization. So especially on slower computers, you can optimize your game a little bit so it runs more smoothly and and faster. But
sure, that's going to make some people happy.
It makes sense totally. Yeah.
Well, it sounds good. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I know you guys are extremely busy, been working around the clock for this awesome title here. This is, of course, not going to be the last developer interview. I mean, we do have stuff planned. Like I said, me and Burns talked about sitting down and doing some developer gameplay. Maybe I can convince these guys to come in sometime during a live stream. We'll shoot at each other and build bases and have a good time. And there's a lot of stuff planned for the future. So this is definitely not the last interview. But this is definitely the start of some awesome stuff that is going to be happening. So for those of you that have your doubts, hopefully it's rested quite a bit after this interview, and it definitely will be in the future as these awesome ideas are getting implemented in the game. But,
yeah, there's one request I might have. I like to ask the people if they can at least look at our game every 2 weeks and see how we're progressing. I think that makes sense.
Sounds fair. Absolutely. Sounds fair. Definitely judge the game as it's progressing. I know there's been a lot of bad PR when you first started, and that's unfortunate because you know, we're seeing now that there's a lot of stuff that's planned. There's a lot in store, and hopefully you guys have seen through the process of this interview just how dedicated these guys are to this game, and they're not going to stop until they're happy with it and until the community's happy with it. So we got some awesome devs, guys.
Yeah, sadly, I think too that we got one of the problems was that a few people played for a very short time, didn't like it, wrote kind of scathing, not recommended reviews, and then there seemed to be a lot of people who jumped in and played a very few minutes and just rewrote the review that they had already read. It was almost like it was a trolling thing. So I think now that you're seeing more reviews from people who've gotten in, who've played the game a while, gotten a good idea of what's in there. Now you're starting to see the positive reviews, and that's what it took, was people really getting in and playing the game, not taking 2 minutes to connect and then go write a bad review.
Yeah, well, honestly, I can't blame anyone who gave us a bad review on the launch day. It was really messed up. And it was
and a lot of people
definitely
didn't realize
planned like
either,
that.
you know,
I can tell you,
I mean,
we didn't plan to release it like that.
Yeah.
The thing that happened there was really that the official server kind of broke our neck. On the private servers, everything worked pretty well, but everyone who worked on the who played on the official server had the worst experience ever. So
so for those of you, if you only played on the public server for the first couple days, you really missed a lot of stuff. I mean, the dinosaurs were turned off. There was a lot of stuff that was turned off so they can get a lot of the balancing issues worked out. So you didn't actually get the experience of what they first released. So definitely, if you have the game, if it's sitting in your library, and you haven't touched it since the first couple of days, we really urge you to load that game back up and check it up now. And as you're playing it, just keep in mind that all these features are getting added, all these patches are coming out. So what you're going to experience now is going to just be even more better within the coming days and weeks. So definitely keep that in mind. Gentlemen, I think we've probably held you for long enough, so I want to thank you very much for sitting down with us. I really look forward to sitting with you guys and doing some gameplay and some editing footage and stuff like that. It's going to be great. For those of you on my channel, you do know that I do a lot of reviews and stuff like that before on games. And for those of you that are subscribed to me, you do know that I'm very honest and I'm very straightforward when it comes to game reviews. I don't hold back. If a game needs tore apart, I'll do it. And I definitely give this game 2 thumbs up in its current state. Not only because I know what's coming and I know how dedicated the dev team is, but because there is a lot of features that is implemented that a lot of alpha games don't have yet. So just keep that in mind. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the interview. There's definitely more to come, so keep on the lookout. Keep on the forums. I will continue doing podcasts and gameplays. I will continue live streaming, and I will continue working with these guys to get out some awesome dev videos and interviews. So keep your eyes on the forums and keep reporting any bugs and stuff that you guys find. That's really helpful for the devs. And you see that they actually jump on there and they take care of that. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. And we'll see you on the next interview. Take care.
You guys can all come play on the fiber servers with
Oh
us
yeah,
if you'd like.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we play on the fiber server server. That don't even make sense. Yeah, just come to fiber servers. You'll see us, and we'll have a great time. So we'll see you then. See ya.